J. Abrams, one of Hollywood's most influential directors, has built his reputation on rebooting and revitalizing beloved franchises. From Star Wars to Mission Impossible, his ability to blend nostalgia with modern spectacle has made him a household name. But not every creative decision lands the way a filmmaker intends. When it came to Star Trek, Abrams found himself in the middle of backlash that forced him to reflect on one particular choice that fans deemed a serious misstep, so much so that he eventually apologized for it. The controversy stems from Star Trek Into Darkness, the 2013 sequel to Abrams's 2009 reboot of the sci-fi classic. While the first film in the new timeline received praise for bringing fresh energy to the long-running franchise, the sequel tried to balance reverence for the past with a new narrative direction. Abrams and his creative team decided to reintroduce one of the most iconic villains in Trek history, Khan Noonien Singh. Originally portrayed by Ricardo Montalban in the 1967 TV episode Space Seed, and later in the 1982 film Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, Khan had become a legendary character whose legacy loomed large. However, Abrams's choice to cast Benedict Cumberbatch as Khan caused an uproar. Not only was Cumberbatch a British actor, playing a character traditionally depicted as a man of South Asian descent, but the secrecy surrounding the role created unnecessary tension. For months leading up to the release, Abrams and the studio denied rumors that Cumberbatch was playing Khan, instead insisting his character was someone named John Harrison. When the film finally revealed the truth, fans felt deceived rather than delighted by the twist. Critics pointed out that Abrams's handling of the character fell flat for two reasons. First, the casting was seen as an example of Hollywood's long history of whitewashing. Khan's cultural background had been central to his identity in earlier portrayals, and many felt that reimagining him as a pale-skinned Englishman erased an important dimension of the character. Second, the secrecy itself seemed unnecessary. Instead of generating excitement, it left audiences feeling tricked, as though the filmmakers prioritized shock value over respectful storytelling. In the years since, Abrams has admitted regret over the decision. In interviews, he has acknowledged that keeping Khan's identity under wraps ended up being counterproductive, harming the film more than helping it. By insisting on secrecy, Abrams created expectations he could never fully satisfy, and while he did not directly cast himself as the villain, he accepted responsibility for the creative direction. His apology centered on the idea that fans deserved honesty, not gimmicks, especially when it came to such a beloved franchise. Looking back, Abrams's acknowledgement of the mistake highlights a growing awareness in Hollywood about the importance of representation and transparency. What might have been brushed off as a minor controversy in earlier decades became a flashpoint in an era when audiences demand authenticity and inclusivity. For fans who had grown up watching diverse crews boldly go where no one had gone before, the casting choice felt like a betrayal of Star Trek's progressive spirit. Interestingly, Into Darkness was not universally panned. Some viewers appreciated Cumberbatch's performance, noting his charisma and intensity in the role. Others enjoyed the action-packed spectacle that Abrams delivered, with lens flares and all. But even those who liked the movie often conceded that the secrecy around Khan's identity was unnecessary, and that Abrams' apology showed a level of humility not always seen among big-name directors. In hindsight, the controversy also underscores the challenge of rebooting iconic material. Fans want to see beloved characters return, but they also want fresh ideas that push the story forward. Striking that balance is no easy feat, and Abrams' experience with Star Trek Into Darkness serves as a cautionary tale for other filmmakers navigating reboots and sequels. Today, the Star Trek franchise continues to thrive with new series and films, many of which have placed diversity and representation at the forefront. The creative misstep that Abrams later apologized for has become part of the franchise's broader conversation about what Star Trek should stand for in the modern era. His willingness to own up to the mistake may not erase the disappointment many fans felt, but it does remind audiences that even blockbuster directors can learn from misjudgments. For Abrams, the incident remains a lesson in how secrecy, casting choices, and respect for legacy all intersect when reviving cultural touchstones. While Into Darkness may never be considered the high point of his career, his candid acknowledgement of its flaws demonstrates that sometimes the most important legacy a director can leave is not just the films they create,